Hello. So this is going to be a tier list for OP11. The reason I'm doing it is because I saw the power rankings from the TCG Matchmaking, and I saw that Snake Man is in first place, and I think this is bait. So I've just figured, since I've got nothing else to do, I'd do a tier list myself. So here we go. So looking at the matchups, the reason I think Snake Man cannot be tier 1 is because it doesn't really have good matchups across the board. It has a lot of 40%, and that there's nothing that you really win a lot. You maybe win against Shanks and Bonney, which are not being played at all. And the decks that are being played, you either slightly lose or you go even, and there's a few that you hard lose to, the aggro ones. So there's no reason that this is considered the tier 1 with a 9.78 rating, I think, in my opinion. Now, on the other hand, if we look at the green-purple, this is what I think is the best deck at the moment. The only problem with it, and the only reason it's not a tier 0, is because of Betty. Now, because of Buggy, Betty is not as prevalent as it maybe was in Japan. And unlike Snake Man, Luffy has a lot of good matchups on the most played decks, and Betty is really the only thing that you kind of need to worry about. So, jumping into it, like I said, I think that the best deck is Luffy. I don't think it's the UP at all. This one is the clear S tier, and I don't think there's other S tiers at the moment, though I think there's a few ones that could potentially be S tier. So let's just go one by one. So the first one, okay, so Snake Man. Snake Man is a good deck, and at the moment there's a lot of people playing it because we're riding off what happened in Japan, where it's basically a tier 0 format. But with the starter decks, to be fair, I don't honestly know what happened. I mean, I guess Buggy happened, and the Beer Luffy happened, and I guess this was enough for it to not be tier 0, which are, both of them are very good matchups into Grape Luffy. So I will keep it at A. I could see a world, honestly, where this goes down to B, but I guess everyone is expecting this to be good and everyone is playing it. So with so much representation, I don't think it ever goes to B tier unless we go into OP12 or Gum Gum Giant is banned or something like that. So Snake Man is, I'll leave it at A tier. Then we have another new deck, which is the Purple Black. Now this Luffy, I think it was on the, let me look at it, on Eggman. On Eggman events, here on the Eggman events, we have that on the first few weeks, I think this was the first regional, right? This is the top cut image, and there was a big conversion for the Purple Black. So I think people were like hyped and playing it a lot. But the following week, no, it's actually on the same week. The other one, it didn't have any topping list. And what is consistent in both of them is the green purple. So I think looking at this, it's obvious that this is the best deck in the format. So going back to Purple Black, it doesn't have like I guess it's the same problem as Snake Man. It doesn't have a good matchup, a good reason to be played, unless you just like it. Of course, if you like a deck, you can play it. But it loses to what is the best deck in format, and it's a very bad win rate. It's a 38. I mean, it loses to Teach, but Teach is not really being played at all. We'll talk about it in a minute. But as you can see, Teach kind of loses to all the Luffys and and to Buggy, so Teach is not in a good place, so that's fine. You have okay matchups on the most played leaders, except the tier 1, but then you kind of lose to a lot of the other smaller represented decks. That some say it's okay, but I mean, 40%, 40%, 20%, 40, 40, 40. If you're gonna run into them at some point, and once people realize that some of here are actually good, like for example Smoker is an amazing matchup table, maybe due to not having as many games, so there's not many people playing it. But yeah, I don't think this one is as good as people are saying it is, but I will for now put it at A tier, because if these stop being played and we just keep the same ones here, it's good. But I mean, because it has a bad matchup into Grape, it's never going to be tier 1, so actually I'll actually move it down like top of B maybe. I don't think you can ever be like a A tier deck if you hard lose to whatever's best at the moment. That's like in the previous meta when Doflamingo was the best deck. You cannot play something that loses to Doflamingo. If 40% of the tournament is playing Doflamingo, why if you go with something that loses to Doflamingo in a 10-round tournament, you're gonna run into like 4 of them. So I guess this is the same thing. You cannot go into a tournament with purple black and not run into like 3 or 4 Grape Wolfies, and you're gonna lose at some point. So next up is Buggy, and Buggy, I honestly think it was not going to be this popular, but today at my locals, like half of the people were playing Buggy, and when I look at this, it has a lot of bad matchups as well. So it has, again, a horrible win rate against the best deck, so Grape Luffy. It loses to some of the aggros like Law, Purple Wolfie, and I guess Smoker. Bonney's not really played. It has a good matchup into Betty though, I guess because of the promo Buggy, right? But I mean, every time I see a deck that loses to the best deck, I automatically think it's kind of bait. But just like Purple Black, it has a okay matchup into the rest. It wins against Snake Man and Blackbeard, even though I expect Blackbeard to keep moving down the list of playability, because the only people that are still playing Blackbeard is the ones that like to play it and have decided that they're gonna play Teach forever. But yeah, I mean, if you have a bad matchup into the best deck, you can't really be considered good. But where is it? I mean, I guess putting at B, it's a bit unfair maybe. I'll just leave it here for now. We'll see what goes into B. Then Teach, I think it's bait. There's no reason to play Teach at the moment. Not only do you lose hard against the best deck, you also lose hard into the most played decks. And there's, I mean, why are you playing Teach for? There's, for Law, you have a good matchup into Law, you have a good matchup into Bonney. I mean, Bonney doesn't exist. Lucci is not even in the top 10 or 12 decks most played. So yeah, it's not a good time for Teach. After Teach we have Law. So Law has a bit of a bad matchup at the end, but it's very good matchups at the top. It has a okay matchup into Grape Wolfie, which is good, and it has a positive win rate against both Snake Man and Buggy, which are 2 of the most played ones. I mean, it has a bad one into the Beer Luffy, but I'm expecting this one to fall down a little bit. So as long as this keeps falling down and Teach as well will fall down, Law will keep moving up. So it actually has a very good spread into the top 3 decks. So this probably goes into here. I'll actually go as far as say it's at least above these 2. We'll see if they move down or not. After Law we have Purple Luffy. Purple Luffy looks kinda good. It has a good matchup into the top ones, except the tier 1. So this is basically what this one and what was the other one that lost to, and Buggy. So I guess it's the same as Buggy and Beer, but it has an even better matchup into the other top ones. So Purple Wolf is actually in a good spot, to be fair. So Purple Wolfie, yeah, where is it? I don't have it on the list. Purple Luffy. Is this one? I think it's this one, yes. So Purple Wolf is at the list here. I'll move these two down for now. Is it that good? Let's look at the regionals toppings. I mean, there's none. It doesn't have many games, but with these win rates, it is good. I mean, it will never get to like tier 1 because of the bad matchup into Great PLuffy. So I guess it just goes into the same box as these three. So at this point, this is the decks that lose to GP. Basically, so far this is it. So they basically, you can't consistently win tournaments with them. I think moving forward, as soon as people realize that this one is the best deck, there will be more people jumping into it, and these will kind of fall down because you can't play into your worst matchup all the time. Then we have Betty. So Betty came out of nowhere in the East because of the good matchup into the Snake Man Wolfie, and it also has a good matchup into the other Wolfies, which is very good. Now, unlike the East, they don't have the starter decks for Buggy, so Buggy kinda doesn't exist there. Which, if Buggy didn't exist, Betty was kinda cracked, to be fair. These are all amazing win rates. It's like it has a 50-50 into Teach, but again, Teach is not gonna be played. So these are all amazing matchups. I mean, the only kind of bad is Bonney and Zoro, but they don't have the biggest representation at the moment. So Betty's in a very, very good spot. So Betty is for sure at least A tier. Is it better than all? Yeah, for sure it's better than all. It has a good matchup into Grape Wolfie, which is the first one that we see with a very good matchup. And I think it won one of the regionals. Is it this one? It's not this one, is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. It won one of them. So with, what is this, 40 or 35% percentage on Grape Wolfie, and you are the deck that beats this. So Betty, very good spot. And if Buggy starts to move down a little bit, which I'm not sure it will, because there's a lot of people trying it out and maybe still figuring out since it's a very new deck, I guess Buggy is the only reason that this doesn't go into S tier. So Betty, very good. Is it better than Snake Man? Is it better than Snake Man? It might be. It might be, honestly. I mean, the thing is that Snake Man doesn't have an auto lose. Snake Man, on a good day, you beat everything, right? If you roll, you beat everything. And Betty, you can sometimes just unlucky, Karasu Ivankov, and you just lose. Or if Buggy plays the promo Wolf, you lose anyway. So I guess now Snake Man is at least better because of the consistency. Bonney, where's Bonney? Bonney has a good matchup into Grape Wolfie, so that's a plus. It has a bad matchup into Teach, but Teach will be moving down. And it has a very bad matchup into Snake Man. Probably because of the categories. I've played Bonney for a little bit, and it's not fun when you're trying to freeze the characters and they're permanently standing. They attack with everything and then they stand at the end of the turn. And I don't think this one goes anywhere until at least the end of OP11. So Snake Man will be here. So this matchup will have to exist, but I mean, it's manageable. Everything else seems to be good. This one won't be here. And 70%, 60. I mean, these are all very good matchups. Only bad one is Shanks, and nobody's playing Shanks. So honestly, Bonney is it A tier? I mean, I guess it's A tier, right? I mean, having a bad matchup into Snake. I mean, the thing is, having a bad matchup into Grape Luffy means that you can't really win a tournament because they're gonna be showing up on the top of the top cuts. But at least for now, and probably for the rest of OP11, the biggest representation is still Snakeman. So there's a lot of people that invested in Snakeman because we were expecting it to be tier 0 as well. And having a bad matchup into the most popular deck is kind of bad. So this is either at the end of A or top of B. And if I put it here, this can't be called this, right? But it's side. I mean, I don't think it can ever be S tier, so I'll move it down. I guess B tier is the decks that can't really be S tier, and then A tier is decks that there's like there's something that prevents them from being S tier. But with a little shift on the meta, they could definitely all move up. After Bonney we have Yamato. Honestly, I have not played against it. I tried it a little bit, but it feels like a cheese deck. I mean, it has a bad matchup into the three most popular ones, against three of the most popular ones. It doesn't really have a good matchup into anything. I mean, there's some good, but there's nothing spectacular. And I mean, these three, Yamato is not great. Where is it? It's not even on the list. Yamato, Bates. Is it worse than Blackbeard? Kind of the same thing, to be fair. Probably it's probably worse. After Yamato we have Smoker. In this one, there's nobody playing Smoker at the moment, but it has a positive win rate against the top 3, 6, 7 decks. The only thing it really loses to is Betty, and it's not like, I mean, 40% is not great, like it's bad, but I mean, if you have Kid, you can probably do something about it. Betty doesn't really run Mulligan, so it's fine. And looking at this part of the list makes Smoker look very, very good. I'm actually surprised it's not more played. I mean, maybe people are still thinking about it. I think there was like a third place Smoker, right? Okay, not on this list, I think it's on this one. Yeah, so one of them got third place. So it's definitely good. I kind of want to put it at A, but it has a lot of, I mean, it doesn't have a lot of games. So can you really put it at A? Maybe the only people playing Smoker are the people that actually know how to play it. And like, for example, the most played decks, that there's the people that know how to play it and the people that are still trying it out. So the more deck is played, the higher, the lower the win rates are, right? So Smoker, I mean, I'm gonna put it at the top of B, above Bonney, but if people keep playing it and these matchups remain, which they should, because I mean 60% is because there's something that you are for sure favorable, and 62% against the best deck, and positively okay into the most played one. Smoker is for sure A tier, but I'm gonna leave it here for now because there's so many few games. Shanks, I mean, Shanks is the same thing as Blackbeard, Spades. There's nobody playing it. You lose into the most played ones, and you win against the decks that nobody's playing. They are not being played at the moment. So, I mean, 30% to Snakeman is awful, and 45 into the best one, and Shanks is not good. Is it better than Teach? I mean, one loses hard to the best one, and the other one loses hard to the most played one. Just pick your poison, I guess. Next, Zoro, right? Yeah, Zoro. Zoro looks very good. The only problem with Zoro is, I guess, the same as Betty, which is Buggy. If they play the promo, you're doomed. You cannot. Your characters do not attack. Half of them do not attack. Except for that, it has a okay matchup into Snakeman. It has a positive one into the other Luffys. I mean, Teach doesn't really matter. It's not going to be showing up. It has a good into law and kind of good into everything. The only problem is really Buggy. But the problem with Buggy is that it's an auto loss. It's not a problem. It's a straight up disaster. I mean, I guess the same as Betty. I mean, can Betty and Zoro really be considered A tier if they have an instant auto loss on a deck that's kind of played, and even though it has a very, very awful matchup into GP, I think people are still going to play Buggy for a while, unless there's some regionals pass. I think there's going to be some this weekend and the next one, and we see absolutely no Buggy stopping because of GP. Maybe people drop it, and if that happens, then Zoro and Betty definitely go up. But I mean, I guess for now it can't really be there. I mean, I would maybe I think Law should be better actually. Yeah, Law. I mean, Law is a lot. I'll put Betty on top. Zoro. I mean, I think I might be coping with Zoro. I think Smoker is definitely better than Zoro. Yeah, so these two either go here or they go here. Can I actually create put a minus or like an intermediate round? I'll put it at B plus. 2. I'll do it like this. Yeah, this sounds good. And then Lucci. I mean, I have Lucci here because I've played a lot of Lucci and I didn't want to keep him out, the GOAT. Lucci is, I think, very good into most things here, but it hard loses to Blackbeard, which is fine because it's not being played and it's going to be played even less moving forward. But it loses even more to Buggy, and for the same reason that Betty and Zoro cannot really go higher, otherwise they would be here without the Buggy. Lucci cannot really go much higher. I think it's at least B. Is it better than Bonney? Probably. Is it better than Bonney? Maybe it is. I'm not sure which one I would prefer to take. I mean, I guess Bonney, because Bonney doesn't have an auto loss. It's not favorable into Snake Man, which is one of the most. Yeah, I guess Lucci is better because Snake Man you're gonna run into Snake Man for sure, while Buggy can at least try to dodge it, I think. But if somehow there's like a meta shift that makes Buggy be less played, then this goes here for sure, this goes here for sure, and this goes here for sure. I mean, without Buggy, this one is crazy good. Lucci will be crazy good without Buggy, because nothing really beats you, right? I mean, Blackbeard beats you, but all of the Luffys beat Blackbeard. So are you really playing Teach just to piss off Lucci's and then lose the rest of the tournament? I don't think so. Okay, so this goes here, and it's at least like this. Now, does this tier list seem fair for me? I think so. S tier is for sure correct. This one is 100% the best deck. Then there's no way you look at these matchups and that's not the best deck. It's Betty is what's keeping it from being tier 0, and I guess there's gonna be like a rock paper scissors between this one, and Buggy, right? I mean, green purple doesn't really hard lose to anything that you can kind of hope to dodge it. And it's good. It has a good matchup into everything. There's nothing that really like auto loses you the game, and it has amazing matchups into the most played ones. So I think this one is S tier for sure. Snake Man is good, but I don't think it's the best one, as we're seeing on here. Law. I mean, I haven't played Law too much. I'm putting it there based on the matchups. There's no way it's bad looking like this. I mean, there's a lot of awful matchups. Maybe Law it's actually B+, to be fair. Yeah, I think this is better. it wins against these. It doesn't really beat the best one. I guess we put it there because the worst ones are moving down. But I think, yeah, here is probably better. These three are baits, don't play them. And yeah, this sounds fair. These two could potentially go S tier. These two could potentially move to A or S, but they need more games. This is the basically need more games to judge, not games of me, but other people. There should be more people playing the game so that the win rates are actually more accurate. Needs more players to judge. These ones are good decks, but there's something that fundamentally like makes them not great in the current meta. Buggy, Snake Man. I don't know what this one was. This one is green purple, and this one is green purple as well. And these just lose to everything that shows up here, so there's no reason to play them. I think this tier list is decent. Let me know what did I say that you don't agree with. But yeah, I do think it's a good tier list, and I would definitely defend it against this one. I mean, to be fair, it's not a bad list. The Snake Man being tier 1 just triggers me a little bit, because I think it's not that great, and there's no way you can say it's a tier 1 looking at these matchups. There's how is everything 9 point something? Anyway, thank you for watching. Yeah, tier list.